Welcome to Coos Foods classifications. Since the beginning of time, humans have always pondered. Where did the universe come from? What is the meaning of life? Is a hot dog a sandwich? Which is the most important question. That's what got me started. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Well, today we are classifying every single food in four, that's right, 4 food groups. So to start off, we have 4 main food groups. We can classify every single meal as either a soup, salad, taco, or sandwich. Pretty simple. Pretty self-explanatory. You guys can just write these down. We'll have the definitions here for you soon. So, soup, salad, taco, sandwich. Throw everything else you've ever heard. There's no toast, no sushi, no calzones. Soup, salads, tacos, sandwiches. Okay? Pretty easy so far. We're going to go over our first theory today. We already have a question. Do the colors matter? No, they do not. I am just a college professor that used the colors to just distinguish them differently because it looks like a 3rd grader did it. Good question. You guys definitely need to write this down here. Please pay attention. We have 2 theories we're going to go over right now. The first is called the junk food theory. Okay? This states all candy, chips, snack foods alike do not count as one of the 4 main classifications. They are all classified as junk food. Okay? So if we go back to the soup, the salad, the taco, and the sandwich, junk food, candy, chips, Cheetos, that stuff does not count as one of these, okay? That is all thrown out. That is all thrown out, okay? Keep that in mind. Definitely need to write that down. Definitely need to write that down. Those are classified as junk food. Any questions on the junk food theory? It's pretty self-explanatory. For that question, what if there's a taco ingredient on a sandwich? We will talk about all that soon. Don't jump ahead of the lecture. Okay? Okay. The next theory you guys need to know is the classification theory. That states individual pieces of food are not classified as the main 4. So, as they are just part of their own food group. Like, for example, if you take hamburger meat, it's just meat. It's not an ingredient. Like, rice is just a grain. Okay? Does that make sense? Like a potato is just the starch. A carrot is just a vegetable. Does that all make sense? Junk food theory, classification theory. What about popcorn? Is that a grain too? Correct. Correct. So we can move on. We good? So we got the 4 mains, and then we have the 2 theories. Okay? Next. We have the 20% theory. This is a big one. This is a big one. This is probably more important than the other 2. This is the most important theory in my opinion, but it's the most argued about. 20% theory. Let's get this written down. So this is a simple theory that has been agreed upon by most of us when dealing with classifications. Now, you will see this theory throughout the rest of the slides, throughout the rest of the lecture. 20% theory. So what this is no meal can contain more than 20% of a liquid substance. If there is more than 20%, it is instantly classified as a soup. Let's write that down. We need to write that down word for word. That is huge. No meal can contain more than 20% of a liquid substance. If there is more, it's instantly considered a soup, no matter what. So there are still some people out there that try to argue this for 25%. This is still a theory after all. We've agreed on 20%, but there have been arguments made for 25%. Why not 25% though? That's a really good question. 25%, it just seems like too much. That's a fourth of the whole meal being liquid. And that just seems like too much. Like 20 seems like the good cutoff point. So less than 20%, you still have like your pasta and stuff. And then anything more than that, sometimes people can like a little bit more. 20% is what we agreed upon. 25%, just, I'm not with it. That's a good question, Cracker. Is oatmeal soup? Hold that question and ask me when we go over soup. Does everybody have this written down? Like I said, this plays a very, very, very important role in the rest of the classifications we go over. This is huge. This is going to be a main part of your test. Huge. When you say liquid, do you mean broth or moisture? So broth, like actual liquid. So think like spaghetti sauce, water, milk, stuff like that. Melted ice cream. Who are the others in the field? Other great minds that I work with, my colleagues. So orange juice is just a juice, not a soup. Correct. Next, we have the transform theory. The last of the theories, and another very important one. If a piece of bread is cut from one continuous piece to then make two pieces, it is now a sandwich. We're split on this. I am for the transform theory because the transform theory is my theory. So I'm going over these theories for you guys just so you have them written down so we can reference back to them because we're going to be talking about this in a few more slides. I just want to give you guys the theories now so we have them ready. There have been arguments made that states if a piece is cut, it remains a taco, not a sandwich, because the original intent was to have one whole piece. So like I said, we're split on this. So that is called the whole piece theory. I am for the transform theory, but I want you guys to know about the whole piece theory as well. I won't test you on the whole piece theory because it's not my theory, but I want you guys to know just to have an open mind of the whole piece theory. Again, all these questions, I'm going to answer all these when we get to those respective slides. Do we have any questions regarding the transform theory? Are we still writing? Are we good? Do we understand this? Because these are the last of the theories, but we will be going back to them on the next few slides. Does it matter the direction in which the bread is cut? That is a very good question. So no, it does not. It has to take one piece and cut it to have two even pieces or close to even. So if you just take a little sliver, that doesn't count. So if I cut a slice from two bodies of bread, is it a sandwich? I will get to that when we go over sandwiches. I will answer that question, Pre-C. That is in the lecture. I heard that Chef Boyardee and Colonel Sanders are on the board that helped develop this theory. Is this true? I did used to work with Colonel Sanders. Yes, he is real big on the transform theory where, Chef Boyardee, he's kind of 50-50 on both. He understands an argument for both. Okay, we're good. So to start things off, we have salads. A salad is a mixture of ingredients with no definition, usually can be found prepared in a bowl or on a plate. A salad can have some liquid on it, but it must contain less than 20% liquid to remain as a salad, like we said earlier, according to the 20% theory. Remember? Salad can also have some sort of bread or grain with it, but it cannot be enclosed. That is a huge key phrase I have underlined. That needs to be written down. It cannot be enclosed with said bread or grain. Okay? Cannot be enclosed. We have your classic vegetable salad, where have a bunch of vegetables, greens, maybe some fruits in there, with maybe some croutons, with like a salad dressing, say like ranch. That is a salad. It is in a bowl. It is not enclosed. And it has liquid on it, but the liquid does not exceed 20% of the total ingredients. Okay? We go with that. Remember, we're going back to the 20% theory here. We also have spaghetti and meatballs. Again, ingredients with no definition, prepared on a plate or in a bowl, some liquid, have some meat sauce, maybe like fettuccine Alfredo, stuff like that. If you keep adding marinara sauce, it will then become a soup. Same thing with an ice cream sandwich. It's chocolate put together can be put together on a plate with ice cream. Salad. Does this mean mashed potatoes count as a salad? That is a good question, Jacoba. So if you add, so like I said earlier, potatoes are just potatoes. But if you maybe add like bacon, maybe some cheese, some butter, some sour cream, stuff like that to the mashed potatoes, yes, that is a salad. Pasta can be a salad? Correct. It's the classification. Get out of, so I want you guys to forget what you thought about at the door. A salad is a classification of this stuff. It is a very broad term of classifying things, okay? You're still confused on the ice cream sandwich. Okay. So, I'm going to get to it here. Ice cream is liquidy, right? It's enclosed like a sandwich, but it is chocolate. It is not dough, it is not bread, it is not grain, it is chocolate. In order for it to be a sandwich, which we'll get to, it has to be bread, grain, or dough. Therefore, it is a salad. Next, we have the salad's counterpart, soup. Soup is a mixture of ingredients, just like a salad, with no definition, that contains, this time, more than 20% liquid. Usually can be found prepared in a bowl. Too much liquid in a salad can then turn into a soup, and vice versa. We do have a very important rule here with soup that I need you guys to be prepared for. So we get this written down. Very important. We call it the bread bowl rule. Okay? So remember how I said salads cannot be enclosed by bread? Salads cannot be enclosed by bread. You guys remember that? Well, the bread bowl rule states that soup can be enclosed with bread if it still meets the greater than 20% liquid rule. 20% rule, is that volume or weight? It's percentage of liquid to solid. So if you have a bread bowl here and the soup inside of the bread bowl still exceeds 20%, it is considered a soup, even though it is enclosed. Does that make sense to everyone? If ice cream counts as liquid here, then why does ice cream not count as a liquid on the ice cream sandwich? Shut up. Can a soup be 100% liquid, and can it be frozen and still be soup? It has to be in liquid form. It has to be in liquid form, Jador. It would then be a salad because it's in a solid state. Ice is a solid state. Next, let's move on to sandwiches. A group of ingredients that are put together, here's the key kicker. Between two pieces of bread, grain, starch, or pastry dough. For example, a cheeseburger between 2 buns with a hamburger, some cheese, some vegetables, and a little bit of ketchup, liquid, peanut butter and jelly, and grilled cheese. Between 2. Club sandwiches have 3 pieces of bread. What are they? They are still sandwiches because you still classify the bottom sandwich and the top sandwich. They are 2 individual sandwiches. So also here, lasagna is a perfect example. Lasagna is a sandwich. There are 2 rules to sandwiches. Rule number 1, the pieces cannot touch to be considered a sandwich. Write rule number 2 down. You may put liquid as long as it adheres to the 20% rule. Do we have any questions regarding sandwiches? So what you're saying is a hot turkey open-faced sandwich is not a sandwich. Explain. So if you take this cheeseburger, right, and instead of the buns, you put 2 pieces of lettuce on each side, it is not a sandwich, it is a salad. Burger is a sandwich. So our last of the 4, tacos. Is a Big Mac a sandwich? Good question. Yes, it is 2 sandwiches. A group of ingredients that are put together inside, between, or on top of 1 piece of bread, grain, starch, or pastry dough. Remember, sandwiches, 2. Tacos, 1. Inside, between, or on top of 1. So if we go back to our transform theory, remember, we have this written down. Remember, I went over our theories to start. We have the transform theory to start. So class, who remembers, who has it written down? Say we have this hot dog, which is a taco, But say we cut the bun in half. According to the transform theory, what does that hot dog become? Anyone? If we have a hot dog, which is a taco with one singular piece of bread, and then we cut it in half, according to the transform theory, what does that say that hot dog becomes? Correct. Correct, guys. Jador, Habo, AK, another one, Rock. Correct. Those are all correct answers. Archangel, correct. Those are all correct. Good job. You guys wrote your notes down. So a pizza is a taco because of one piece. So a pot pie, we have a pot pie here. So you put the bread down, or put the dough, put the ingredients on it, and then you completely surround it with dough. It is a taco. Same with pigs in a blanket. They're tacos. Remember, one continuous. It doesn't matter about open sides. It's one continuous, in between, on top, or inside. Does that all make sense to everyone? Do we have any questions? That's all of class today. Test will be 2 weeks from Friday. All this will be on your test. Lecture will be Thursday. And I'll see you guys then.